Hey.
17 minutes after 7 o'clock.
Good morning to everybody who don't run left them friend in a war. I peep to window. Yes, sir. Peep to window. Peep to window. Yeah. Are you a TK or a Peep King? Yeah. Yeah.
Big up Casey, man. Big up Casey, man. We're starting that war for
Yeah, Fortis.
Big up Casey, man. We're starting that war for Bridget.
I gotta tell you, Canada said I don't protest. The break may fall, but never yield. But some took away themselves. You understand? Yeah, but hey, it's all right.
I got to take myself away.
Good morning to all the birthday people. Today would have actually been the birthday of Bobby Dixon, a.k.a. the legendary, the iconic Bobby Digital, responsible for one of the greatest albums, one of TK's favorites, Sister Kalanji's Black Woman and Child. He would have... It would have been his birthday today. He passed away in 2020, but his work lives on, his legacy lives on.
It does.
And, you know, from the days of King Jammies and working with Shabba Ranks and all the icons that you can think of, his musical legacy will forever be with us. So big ups to Bobby, to the digital, you know what I mean? Real general, yeah? Real.
All right, it's time for your headlines with their teeny tiny Tony.
Yeah. I had a little turtle.
Working on that. We're not at Tiny K yet, but we're working on it. Day by day.
I know, right? Well, guess what? It's all in the process.
Yes,
but we have Tiny Dennis over here.
No, not yet. But
don't even remind me.
Get in there. Get in there.
So what's up, TK?
Let's
how are
jump.
you?
I'm great, and how are you?
I'm magnificent. Thank you. I'm wearing purple today.
I can see.
Thanks, Closet Cloud. Yes.
I can see.
The right. You see the Casey and the white. You see that? Yeah. It's their centenary year. 100. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it's
so
a
you're
big
representing.
Year. All day, every day.
Okay. All right. I see it.
What is it, Dennis? Just relax.
Before we get into any wars over this side of the room, let's jump into the headlines, shall we? Headline 1, 2025-2026 budget debate opens today. The 2025-2026 budget debate begins today, Tuesday, March 11, in the House of Representatives, with Minister of Finance and the Public Service, Honorable Favour Williams, making her presentation. Mrs. Williams will inform the nation how the $1.26 trillion budget for the new fiscal year, which she tabled in the House on February 13, will be funded. The budget debate will last until Tuesday, March 25. During the debate, selected members of the government and the opposition will make presentations. Opposition spokesman on finance, planning and the public service, Julian Robinson, is expected to make his presentation on Thursday, March 13, while opposition leader Mark Golding will speak on Tuesday, March 18. Prime Minister Dr. the Most Honorable Andrew Holness will make his presentation on Thursday, March 20, and on Tuesday, March 25, Mrs. Williams will close the debate. So keeping people abreast.
To look out for.
Yes, so that
you normally watch budget debate?
I normally have to, so I've gotten into the habit of watching them. I don't make notes anymore. You know.
Do you think the budget debate is done in such a way that the average Jamaican understands what it means? Because I think a lot of times the people who are affected, you and me, we don't think we pay enough attention. Do you think we pay enough attention?
No, we don't pay enough attention to these things.
How do you think we can get them to pay attention?
I think at a time like this, media needs to be more active, and especially, well, in the case of, you know, people who work in communications for the speakers, they need to help digest the information, because for some people all that information is dense.
A lot, yes.
So it's a lot to interpret and take down. You know, I remember when I got to 6th form, particularly upper 6, and I was learning macroecon.
Yes.
And but even in lower 6, when I was learning microecon, it was fascinating for me, because I began to say, no, but me really understand it. No, me start understand. Like, I remember, well, even before that, because I did start learning econ in 4th and 5th form, and I was just blown away. I'm like, but hold on, no.
That's what GDP means.
That's what Omar Davis was saying last week.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you start get excited the fact that you're understanding what they're saying, and then you start listening radio, you start listening Breakfast Club back in the day, and before you know it, you're like, I understand what people are saying.
I think
and the interest rates and the fiscal gap and that.
I think that to your point and to your question is that some people say people are lazy. I say people are busy. And so a lot of the times they don't devote or prioritize the time to get into something like this. I think that a lot more people would be engaged if there was a system of Here's all this information, here are these snapshots and how it
to break it down.
and how it affects you.
And
What this means
but I do
is,
think
you know?
that they're getting better at it.
Definitely,
but I think
that's
that
what
we
I
are.
was going to say.
But
Yeah.
I do think it is both busy and lazy.
Absolutely.
Because once upon a time there was not as much information.
Yes, and people used to pay more attention.
And people used to pay more attention.
Yes.
Now, the
It's so
information
much.
is more accessible, but people are paying less attention to it. People are less interested
You
in
remember
it.
there were those men back in the day, Dennis, and you didn't have to be a graduate of anywhere,
Yeah.
but they would read the Star or the Gleaner or the Observer from cover to cover,
Yes.
and they knew and they were aware and au fait with every information, every current
Yes. Yes.
topic,
True.
whatever it is. And the man in the corner used to actually have spirited debates and spirited discussions about what is going on in the country. The man used to have them transistor radio them years,
Yes.
and them I listen to everything what go on, and them can tell you from morning till night exactly who said what and what it mean, you know? So I find, as you said, Dennis,
Yeah.
it's so funny that now that information is more accessible and available, it seems like the interest has dropped in terms of as
Especially
people,
among certain demographics.
But I want to encourage our Jamaicans to pay attention, because what is said in these debates affect us at
Yeah.
a granular level.
Yeah.
And at
Definitely.
least when you're voting, you need to know what, not just vote along party lines or along colors, but you're voting for policy.
absolutely.
You're voting
Absolutely.
with a view in mind that, okay, you know, say that policy are actually going to work for me, and this is actually going to work for my children and my children's children. So you're not just voting in a vacuum
Exactly.
and just voting because, yo, agreed, me say, or orange, me say. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or purple.
A purple, me say. right through like night, Jew. That is it. My P is a prophet. Yeah.
Which is right.
Yeah.
Which is right.
Next up, Education Ministry to improve students' mathematics skills.
Yay!
The Ministry of Education Skills, Youth and
What's up?
Information will implement initiatives throughout March to enhance students' math proficiency as part of National Mathematics Month.
Nice.
Under the theme, Beyond the Numbers, Creating Change, Inspiring Innovation.
Nice.
Activities will take place across the ministry's 7 regions to make math more relatable and engaging. National Mathematics Coordinator in the ministry, Dr. Lorna Thompson, stated that the activities are designed to resonate with real-world situations, making mathematics more relatable and enjoyable. Events include a mathematics fair on March 12 at St. Elizabeth Technical High School and various regional activities from March 18 to 27 at multiple schools. The month will conclude with Region 7's events at Glenmuir High in Clarendon. A key highlight is the 2025 Mathematics Teacher of the Year Awards on March 24.
Love it.
Well, I can say that Khadine Wilkinson will be available for all of the events. But,
Oh,
but
okay,
don't ask her to do any other math.
Not at all.
Wow.
That is upper from offender.
Wow,
I'm
Dennis.
listening to all of that.
The
Like,
only-
I'm thinking, no, not that.
Well,
Wow,
I can definitely host it.
You could host it.
And what I can do, the maths that I know is I'm going to send in my invoice. That's the maths. You understand? That's the mathematical calculation of how much it's going to
Just call my
cost.
friend,
Call me.
but
I am
don't
ready.
ask her to do none of the
Dennis,
maths.
my tell us say, it's coming like
We all
when
have
we see the number.
We all have our strengths and our weaknesses.
But I absolutely love this because, Dennis, I do think
Yes.
that mathematics is very real and relevant to
Yeah.
life. In school back then, you didn't see the correlation, and so a lot of times you just kind of brushed it off.
Yes.
I never business, I never cared. But when I have had occasion to be at the University of the West Indies, where normally they would have like a math fair, and you see the different types of maths and how they use it, and they use dominoes and they use
Yes.
different things, and use chess as well,
Yes,
which is
yes,
very
yes.
engaging. Then I don't know if you've ever, we've had OBs at UA when they have the Math Expo,
Yes,
and it's
yeah.
really, really great. And I really do think that if we get our students from a very
Get them
young
locked in
age,
early.
locked in early,
Yeah.
it can make a difference. Because I do believe that all of us can learn math, or we are all mathematically inclined. It's just that some of us have a trauma from which we've not. Math.
Somebody get licked when we learn the maths, and like not everybody are gonna learn the maths the same way.
Yes.
You understand?
Yeah.
And the thing is that maybe once upon a time there wasn't as creative of
Yes, ways, yes.
to teach it, so people put up a mental block towards
Truly.
it. Like I made up my mind, said my people have to go know the maths.
Yeah.
You know, in the same way that you say, I forgot to know the maths, but our father, I forgot help her.
Go to your father, do my part. Me must say, me be like elbow. Me be like ears. Me be like go to daddy.
But the thing I love is that people are more invested in studying how children learn mathematics.
Because it's not a one-size-fits-all.
So there are different ways, like there are different apps now, there are different things that children can
listen,
follow.
Dennis, back then, right, you know, you used to have the exercise book with the eagle on it or the hummingbird.
Yes.
And the timetable
on the back of it, you have the timetable.
The timetable.
You see, if your mother ever asks you to say your timetable, I
don't know it.
Jesus, yes.
Yeah, start beat from your ticket.
The trauma
of the book.
I used to hate that book.
Let me tell you. But I'm here for it, and I love it. And, you know, I'll host the event. So, Minister, hi, Dana Morrison Dixon.
Yes.
Hi, Minister, how are you?
Give her a call. Give her a call.
That's mathematics. Let's move now to housing. NHT.
That's my thing. That's
See there? NHT 500-acre housing development for Manchester.
That's nice.
The National Housing Trust, the NHT, is developing the Mount Nelson Housing Development in Manchester, offering 1,758 housing solutions located 3 kilometers from Mandeville on nearly 500 acres. The project is set for completion in 3 years. It's the first on the NHT's developers program, partnering with Heenan Fifth Construction Group Jamaica Limited. The NHT provides land while the developers build and sell the units, with 80% or 1,468 units sold throughout NHT and the remaining 290 marketed by the developer. The development will feature 1- and 2-bedroom units and serviced lots and prioritizes affordability, with at least 60% of the units to be priced to meet the needs of the NHT's lowest income earning.
You hear how much maths in that story there?
The math I like is affordability.
The nearly 500 acres, the 80% of the units.
Let me read the contract.
The 290 marketed.
Let me read the sales agreement. Please.
60%.
The important part is affordable homes for Jamaicans.
Yes.
That's all the math I need.
Big up all the Manchester people who you know might be saying, I can go back and
I really like that, Dennis, because when you look at some of the housing prices these days, you actually wonder who are these houses actually for? Because it's not even, for example, that you have to have a partner with whom to put your points and my points. It's coming as a whole family.
No man,
because
it's not
really, Dennis, when you look at the prices, I'm like, oh, really? So I really like this
guess what?
development.
All of them buy out.
Yeah, but the question is by whom?
No,
not the Manchester ones, luxury
yeah.
ones. But the question is, you know, teachers, nurses, police officers, regular
media
administrators,
practitioners,
media practitioners. How is it that, you know,
I'm going to buy one. How Paul is going to buy one.
Young people coming out of university ready to kind of get on their own, but not ready for the big house yet. Where do they go? You know, it's
My challenge is some of those people, when you see them and they provide them, I don't want to live there, sir. I don't want to live in that more luxury.
Buy what you can afford. Stick within your budget.
Try telling them that, no?
Work with what you have till you get what you want.
Try telling them that, no?
Oh, wow. Well, Manchester.
Manchester, big up yourself.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
You don't have to live somewhere. You can always own it and do something with it. Where your first house, you don't have to live in it, and you have to start somewhere. Don't hang your basket higher than where you can reach it. And that is why sometimes people find themselves in mathematical problems. That's why your pay is not adding up, because you want to live like a king and queen when you're not yet there. You have to creep before you walk. You have to walk before you run. One step at a time, sweet Jesus. Don't rush the thing. Don't rush it. Don't follow everybody else. You have to start somewhere. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Thank you, TK. TK.
Preach.
I gotta tell you, Robo Bashata. Hiya, Robo. Yes, it is, Brother Dennis. Uncle Dennis, right? It's now time for another quick break, but when we return, it's tech time with Intellibus Hackathon and AI Academy. You don't want to miss this. Please do stay with us.
For you, I really have so much love.